let's get right into it. This season of Drag Race has been a bit disappointing. One, because with the whole controversy with Predator Pie, she's been cut out of a lot of the show, so it seems disjointed. And I think because so much of Predator Pie has been cut out of this season, I think the drama with Britta and Aiden was like magnified because there was space that needed to be filled, and we filled it with the Britta and Aiden drama, which probably would not have been so big if Predator Pie was still in the show. But because that got cut out, this got magnified, and the queens just look like bullies, and it just doesn't come off well, especially to a viewer, especially with everything that's going on. You know what I mean? With everything that's going on, we are really watching TV and movies or whatever, streaming services, whatever we watch, we are doing that to escape, because what's going out outside of our doors will make you go nuts, right? So because of that, we want to escape with these shows, but we don't want to watch something that's going to put us in a place that's even worse than where we are at now. I think that's what's happening with this show. People are checking out because it's becoming ugly. Now, I will say this episode was a lot better, and I hate to say it, it's because Aiden is gone and because the queens really don't have anybody to drag, you know what I mean? Because at this point, everybody's performing very well, and the only person that they can really come at is Heidi, but Heidi will pop off. So they don't want to come after a Heidi because Heidi will give them a run for their money with her mouth, but they will come after an Aiden because an Aiden won't fight back. So unfortunately, that's how this season has turned out. Aiden has now gone home, and so now the competition is finally where the queens have always wanted it to be. The best against the best. Britta, you love Aiden? Really? Widow this episode was clocking everybody. Widow was just like, you love Aiden? Since when? When, honey? You were just dragging her and untucked. I was like, thank you, Widow. Thank you, Widow. Widow was not for the fake. Widow this episode really like came out, and Widow was just like, I'm not playing no games with these girls anymore. Like, we're not going to do this. We're not going to do this fake stuff. We're not going to do this gang up on people who you think are not performing to their highest potential. With probably the next challenge, you won't be doing the same. I think when Jackie made that comment about Widow's performance, Widow, at that point, Widow was just like, I'm done. I'm not doing this anymore. That was not okay. But I also feel like Widow gets in her feelings a lot. She's very, very sensitive. So I don't know if she's really done with playing nice with the girls, or if she was just saying that because she was in her feelings. Widow and Heidi, you guys need to be able to accept constructive criticism, because here we go with Heidi now still being in her feelings because Gigi made a comment about her makeup. I will say this, that was not Gigi's place. That was not Gigi's place to say anything about Heidi's makeup. However, Heidi, when you open up the floor and you start saying these comments about the judges are not liking something about you, when you open up the floor to be critiqued, even though you're just talking, right? You need to say before you start speaking, I'm just, going to get this off my chest. I don't want no feedback. You never mentioned that. So when you open that door for Gigi to make a comment about your makeup, because you were making a comment about the judges not liking you, and she was telling you the truth. The judges love you. Your makeup just needs to improve, and it has not. Crystal improved her makeup. You did not. I think Heidi just needs to be honest with herself and just say, well, you know what? I don't know how to do it. You know what I mean? I don't even think that she's ever asked anybody in the room to help her. Maybe it's pride. Maybe she doesn't want to be rejected. Whatever it is, sis, if that has been something that the judges has continued to come down on you about, work on it, fix it, adjust it. Stop whining and complaining to the queens and then getting mad when they tell you what you need to do, because that's not what you want. You just want to get it off your chest and regurgitate that onto somebody else. And don't everybody feel like that, because they're in the competition with you as well. Apologize. Oh, Widow, I'm stealing that, darling. Stealing. Let's get into the Madonna Rusical. So the queens all have to come together to perform the Rusical of the season, which is all about Madonna and homeboy, what is his name? Jimmy Sims. He's a legendary dancer and choreographer, so you know that the dances are going to be intricate and difficult. And some of the queens who do not have any rhythm, who cannot dance, are a little shook. But Widow, Widow is eating this up. She is so happy that finally Jackie is in something, or part of a challenge where she's now going to struggle because she was in a challenge last episode where she did really, really well. So Widow was just like, where's all that you had for me? Because you were saying that we had all this time to prepare. So did you, sweetie, because you know every season that there's dancing. So Widow got all the one-liners, and every time Jackie does a little something, she's like, well. Widow was living. Widow is living. She's being so petty, and I live. Like, Widow was just really funny this episode. Although that's my girl, I know she's a sourpuss. She was funny this episode. She's always funny, to be quite honest with you. But this episode, she was giving it. So the queens who cannot sing or dance are struggling, except for Jan. Jan is like killing it. She is obviously a queen that can sing and has a great musical theater background and training. My only thing with Jan is I feel like Jan performs with her body. And that's it. I think that's what Jan is missing. Jan is missing this. The inner performer. Because even when she was doing the dances, her face was just like stoic. And she was just doing the dances and, you know, killing it. In her little let's get physical outfit, Jan came ready. Jan came ready with the little grease hot pant biker shorts and, you know, the little dance shoes. Jan was ready. Jan killed it. Jan can sing. Jan can dance. Jan is a performer. But she needs to stop being a background performer. She needs to start being the lead. And that is no shade. That is not a read. That is something that I, as a performer, dealt with as well. Because especially when you spend so much time being in an ensemble or doing background, when it's your turn to be the lead, it's very difficult to kind of transition from that because you're so used to having the support of everybody else. When it becomes just about you, you forget that every part of your body, mind, and soul is acting, is performing. The audience is watching you and they see everything. So your eyebrows, your eyelashes, your eyes, the hair standing on the top of your nose, all of that is acting. All of that is performing. And I think that that's what's going on with Jan. And again, I'm not reading her. I'm saying I can see it. I can see it because she is definitely in an ensemble. But it's like, you got to pop out and be that star. You got to be the lead, Jan. That's what's going on because Jan just gives it, but I'm always left wanting more. So Jamal Sims, forgive me, I think I said his name was Jimmy Sims in the beginning. Is that it? Never mind. Jamal Sims. Jamal Sims, he's teaching the queens their own individual choreography for when they step out and they become Madonna at any season of her career. And Widow brings up that she busted her knee. And I knew she did. I knew she did because when she did that split and she came down hard, I even said it in my review. I was surprised that she didn't get injured, but she actually did. Widow, at your big age, knee injuries are not anything to play with. And I get that the queens were trying to make it seem like she was making a big deal. It's Widow, she probably was. But concerning your knees, when you're over the age of 30, you're not making a big deal. You are not making a big deal. Widow, don't play with that. Don't play with that. So I'm glad that she mentioned that and was taking precautions because she can get out of competition real quick, especially if Ru sees that her performance is being hindered by that injury. She will send you home because she would rather have you in the competition healthy and healed than have you in the competition all broken and beat up. Because one, you don't perform to the best that you can, and two, you get the show and their insurance in trouble, baby. You become a liability. Now let's get into this performance. Jan went first. I agree with Widow. You don't send the girl that can sing the best and can dance the best first, and then send the queens who can't hold the note or, you know, a dance move right after her. However, the queens who came after her did really good. Like, Jan killed it, right? I wanted more. I wanted more Madonna. Jan, I just don't want you to keep on blending in. But I do think that she hit every move. I do think her voice is sickening. I just wasn't wow. And with Jan's talent, I think that she can wow. I also think that maybe she's also dealing with the fact that she studied everything and she feels like if I do A, B, C, and D, this will get me to the crown. And I think because she's watched so much and she thinks like this is how it's supposed to go, that she is not giving herself the space to actually grow or make changes or edits in this competition so that she cannot be safe anymore, so that she can finally win a challenge. I think she's going through all of these things and not realizing that, yes, you've studied, but this test is still different. You know what I mean? This is a totally different competition than from what you've watched. It's totally different, and I don't think she's approaching it like that because she's going by the books. That's what it is. Jan is also going by the books of everything, and she feels like, I hit this, I hit that, I hit that. Why am I not like always winning? Why am I not always in the top? Because it's very robotic. It's very robotic, and it's very ensemble, sis, ensemble. You killed it though, right? Like, that's the thing. She's not doing a poor job, but she's not giving queen. She's not giving lead. She's giving, you know, the queen's court, not the queen. I feel like with every queen on this show, except for Jan, even the queens who are not doing as well as she is, I think they all have their drag down. What is Jan's drag? What is her drag branding? We don't know, because it's different every time. She just blends in to whatever it is, and we don't know, like, what is your niche? What is your drag? Is it comedy? Is it dance? Like, are you a musical queen? Are you a shade queen? Are you comedy? Are you a dark queen? Like, what is it? She can do all of these things, but we don't know what her brand is. I think she needs to settle on something and settle on being the lead in whatever she is doing, or whatever kind of drag that she's doing. That's what it is. For me, in my opinion. If you have a different one or you agree, let's talk about it in the comments section. Let's talk about Gigi. I didn't expect that. From what we saw of her in rehearsal, I did not expect her performance to be that good. It was really good from the look to the performance. She killed it. She killed it. The flips and all. Like, I was like, Gigi, okay. I was really impressed. Like, she just lit up. She lit up, and I was really thinking that this was going to be the challenge that takes her out. Not takes her out, at least puts her in the bottom, because during the rehearsals, she was struggling. That hand was shaking. Mama was scared to hit them notes. She still didn't hit them, but she did a great performance. I think they maybe auto-tuned her voice a bit, but whatever it was not what I thought it was going to be. It was way better than what I expected. Britta. Widow killed it. Widow killed it, as like we all knew that she would kill. But Britta, Crystal Method did a great job as well, as this really like quirky and, you know, just weird stage of Madonna, the real like, you know, earthy kind of queen. She did that. Crystal really did a good job. She came out of her shell. She really, really did, because I didn't expect that from her. But Britta, you know, Predator Pie, if she weren't so awful, probably would have won this competition, because I feel like she nailed this challenge as well. But Britta, you know who also killed it? Jada. Jada. Like, I did not expect this from Jada. Out of everybody, I thought she did the best. I really loved it. The choreography, we were concerned about Mama because she don't know how to do no choreography. She killed this choreography. She killed her little spoken word Madonna. She nailed the look. Really, really impressed. But Britta, to be quite honest with you, Britta and Heidi were forgettable. Very forgettable. Heidi was dead in the face, did not look like Madonna, had the choreography, but dead in the face. Her and Jan struggled with the same thing. Just like great like body performers, but the emotion, the face, it's something is not coming through. I think it's just the fact that the both of them have always been behind somebody else or supporting somebody else, that they really have to change their mindset to get into being, you know, the Beyonce, okay? You are the Beyonce of Destiny's Child. That's what you have to think. You are Beyonce on her solo tour. That's what they have to get in their minds. And I think when the both of them get that, unstoppable. Maybe just Jan. Heidi got to work on that makeup. Then she'll become unstoppable, because she has the personality. She can dance. Can't quite sing, but you could do some spoken word and kill that. Now let's get into the runway. runway. I enjoyed it. I really enjoyed this Michelle Visage runway. I feel like they could not do a Madonna one because they've done several Madonna runways. So doing a Michelle Visage runway was just like the best way to do a Madonna runway without actually doing a Madonna runway. And I think it was really good. Of course, Jan nailed it. I think out of everybody, she was the one who had every detail and looked the best. Again, she can put it on. She can morph into anything. We just don't know what her drag is. We don't know what her drag brand is. And I think that's the problem with her. Oh wait, I didn't even mention Ru's runway outfit because it was a travesty. I didn't enjoy it, Ru. I was just like, maybe, are you doing a Michelle Visage throwback or something? It looked very pedestrian. Jackie did good. Jackie nailed this. Like when she walked out, I was like, there it is. That is definitely Michelle Visage. It did not give me Jan because Jan was just like, she killed that. Jan killed that. But I got what she was doing. Her walk though. Jackie's walk needs work. Gigi, sweetie, your crown is ready. Your crown is ready. It's very obvious to me at this point, unless something major happens, Gigi won this season. Because there's really no queen at this point that can catch up to her. And the only queen who could catch up to her is Predator Pie. But now Predator Pie is out of the show. So it's just like, you know, if she had a shot, when this show finally picks back up again and does the whole reunion, she won't even be there. So I'm thinking the three that will be at the end will most certainly be Gigi. The next queen will be Widow. And the third queen will probably be Jan. So I'm thinking that those are going to be the three that perform. Widow, Jan, and Gigi. And I think the crown, unless Gigi messes up in the finale, I think it's going to Gigi. Who do you guys think? Who are your top three? And who do you think is taking home this crown? Let's talk about it in the comments section. Britta looks like a Clark system, specifically a mixture of Karen Clark Sheard and Dorinda Clark Cole. That's what she looks like. I was just like, Britta, you look like you're going to a Koja convention. Like you do not, she had the Michelle Visage look down, but it's just something, I feel like Britta just misses things and it just changes the whole look. She had Michelle Visage down, but it just gave me like gospel great. Maybe that's what you need to do, Britta. Maybe you just need to start doing a religious kind of drag because I feel like you have that in you. You embody that kind of like old school gospel singer. That would be a really fun avenue for you to take. I think it would build your brand tremendously. Widow. I haven't liked Widow's looks for a couple episodes. This look just seemed like there needed more to it. It seemed like it was missing something. Like there were still more things that needed to be added to this outfit. Or maybe the hair was too plain. I know she was channeling Michelle Visage and, you know, recreating her look, but it just seemed unfinished. Crystal Method and who else? Heidi. This was the best I've ever seen the both of them look. They looked really, really great, especially Heidi. Maybe you need to channel Michelle Visage a bit more when you're doing runways because she looked really good and put together. So Jan ends up being safe. She was very disappointed in that. I'll be honest with you, I was too because I thought that Jan had this one because there wasn't anything that she did wrong, right? I felt like she dotted every I, crossed every T. I think Gigi just had more of a personality. And I just think her Madonna look was a bit better. I think it probably came down to just little issues with each performance. And I think just the fact that Gigi embodied Madonna a bit more and her look was a bit better. I think that could be the only reason why she won over Jan. Because if you look at it, both performances are pretty much the same. Gigi had a bit more, oomph to her performance and her Madonna was a bit better. That was it. Jan, in my opinion, had a much better runway, great performance. So I think that was it. I think they were neck and neck. And I think everybody just went over to Gigi because Gigi she had that Madonna look. She looked amazing. So I understand Jan's disappointment, but I understand Ru picking Gigi for this win. And then we're down to Heidi in the closet and Britta. And this was just Britta's time to go because I did not see anything in the lip sync where I was just like, wow, they are both killing it. It was very, meh for the both of them. It wasn't like a wow lip sync. I didn't feel like anybody, I'm not going to say the queens weren't fighting, but it was just, it was very dull. It was very like, I wasn't wowed by anything. I just didn't feel like anybody was really fighting. Not saying that they weren't. For me watching, I was just like, what is going on? I think Heidi maybe got the win because she had some really good comedy with the, hair thing. Maybe that was it. I think Britta just relied on her coochie being hot way too much. And it just, I don't know. I feel like if it didn't land the first time, don't keep on doing it. She should have went for more, but Britta is not that kind of performer like Heidi. She doesn't do all the dances and all of that. She's, a big sass queen. That's like what she does. And I'm telling you, if she takes like a gospel theme or like a Broadway diva theme or opera diva theme, she would kill. Kill. I think she has a brand. I think she just needs to find a niche. Unlike Jan, who needs to find a brand and a niche. You know what? As somebody, and y'all know how I felt about Britta in the beginning, it was really sad to see her go because I thought that she would have been at the end. I thought that Britta would have been at the end, but I think she just got way too involved in Aiden and just became very obsessed with his performance and not her performance. You know what I mean? I felt like if Britta would have put as much energy into how she was doing in the competition that she was putting into Aiden, I don't think she would have ever had to lip sync for her life. That's on Britta. That's on Britta. We all had really high hopes for you, sis. Sad to see you go out like that, but I know you're going to come back on All-Stars because you have a big personality. And I think you're going to kill it. I think you're going to learn from this season, and I think you're going to come back on All-Stars and go really, really far. So I'm looking forward to that. Anyway, let's talk about Untucked. One thing I want to say is AOC should have just been a judge on her own because we only got 2 shots of Whitney. What's her name? Wendy? Winnie. See? We only got 2 shots of Winnie. Barely heard her voice. The whole episode was about AOC, especially Untucked, especially when Jackie was up there crying and saying, thank you for what you are doing for my family and for, immigrants across the nation. I will say this. Jackie kept on talking about the racism that her mother experienced. And I was just like, not you too? Because you were saying that you were hiding who you were to be accepted. And wouldn't you hide that because of the racism that you were experiencing? Maybe that was cut out, but she just kept on saying that, well, this is what my mom was dealing with. And I was just like, you are not white passing. I don't see a white man when I look at Jackie outside of drag. So I don't know if maybe something was cut out, but she really focused on just her mother experiencing racism and all the great things that AOC is doing for her mom. And I'm like, you too. You as well. Why are you disengaging from your mom like that? I don't know. Maybe she sees herself as an American and her mom is an immigrant because she is an American, but it's just weird. The way that she disengaged from that immigrant conversation was just, wow, it was really interesting how she views herself. I think that AOC was a great guest. She was a really, really great guest. She really poured into the queens, really had a good rapport with them. They were really happy to see her. Great conversation. She's a great person. She really, really is. And I honestly look forward to voting for her for president because it's coming. It's coming. She has way too much buzz. She has way too much power with the working class to not eventually run for president because she's needed. She's needed. And whether she wins or not, I'm casting my vote for AOC. I already mentioned this earlier, but I did want to say that for when Widow was just like, reveling in the fact that she was safe and like coming at Predator Pie and just saying, you guys weren't too kind to me last episode when I wasn't doing too well. So I don't know why you would expect that from me. Yes, I said that I want you to fail, but I was mainly just, saying that out of emotion or whatever. I will say this, when somebody is, downing themselves, and a lot of times people do this for attention or just want to get something out, maybe your constructive criticism isn't welcomed at that moment. Sometimes you just got to read the room and say, you know what, they're beating up on themselves. Do I need to help them, jump off the bridge? Maybe not. And I think that's what Widow was trying to say, but she's so emotional that she just says things out of hurt and really has an issue with taking them back or addressing them when she's wrong. Still my girl, but I even gotta check my girl. So now we get to the part where our girl Britta has to go, and Jan is just heartbroken. I didn't know they were so close. Wait, they're both New York queens, so they probably are close outside of the show. But Britta goes, and like I said, it's unfortunate, but she went out in a really good way. She went out saying, you know, I learned a lot, and when I come back, I'm gonna kill it. And I know she will. I know she will. That's all I wanted to talk about. What did you guys think about this episode? Let us know in the comment section below. And if you like what you see here, please like, comment, subscribe, and share. And I will see you next week for the following episode of The Real Housewives of Drag Race. RuPaul's Drag Race. Love you guys. Bye.